Hello there, running-ears. It's Manny again, and we got a little over 2 weeks away before the Wine and Dine. I'm wearing a different shirt this time. As you can see, every time I've done a Wine and Dine update, I have different shirts. I've actually done every single one. I actually did the very first one back in 2010 when it was at nighttime run, and I was actually going to do a video today on running etiquette, and I had done all the research and everything, what I wanted to do, and then all of a sudden, all the breaking news this morning, so I decided, okay, let me put that off. As a matter of fact, getting closer to the date, maybe it will refresh people's minds, but let's go over what has been going on starting this morning. Now, before we start, guys, just as usual, just really quick note, please subscribe to the channel, please share it, please share the information. Guys, the channel is growing, we're almost at 500, we want to get at 500 subscribers, and then we go from there. But guys, I also gonna have a giveaway at the Expo and during the weekend, so I'll bring that up next time. But yes, the channel is growing thanks to you guys. You guys continue to ask questions. You guys continue to share this information, and I thank you guys for it, because remember, like I said before, I don't get paid for any of this. This is your channel. Let's continue growing it. Well, first off, we got the email. Well, let's take a look.
The email was pretty straight and simple. It basically said action required. So if you had not gotten your waiver signed, that's what it was going to do. And it was actually letting us know that the Expo check-in pass will be available October 31st.
So the important thing about this email is October 31st. So guys, be a little bit patient. That's where we're going to get our Expo pass. So you can either print it out or you can have a digital copy. In the past, I just print it out and I have the digital copy just as a backup, everything just in case. And then what I just do is I go in there. It's pretty easy. You're going to have your ID. That's going to get you your bib information. It's going to get you your bib, and then of course, obviously, that leads to your shirt. This does not count going into the merchandise. So whenever you go to see the merchandise, that does not count. So you don't have to have that to get into the merchandise. So a lot of people are going to be going, can I go in with my family because my family doesn't have that? Yes, you can go in. You can go in without it and so forth. You're just going to have to line up just like everybody else does. So we also got the digital event guide. Now, the digital event guide, to me, it's really key. It actually talks a lot about the vendors and so forth, what's going to be going on. This one was not as filled with like vendors and information like that. It was a little bit, you know what, let's take a look at it.
At first glance, to me, it was a lot different than it usually is. It did give the maps of the staging areas for the runs, transportation and spectator viewing, and some reminders.
And to me, there's some key points here that really need to be really brought out, because a lot of people will put out misinformation and stuff. Number one is it's going to be early on. It's going to be a time change and so forth. Monorail and Skyliner will not be used at that time. So to get over there, to get over to the start of the run, you're not going to be able to use any of the two. It was on there. Now, after the run, especially the half, when you finish in Epcot, if you have a park reservation and the park is open, which there's a chance it may be, or it's going to be opening about that time, you can go in and you can go to the Skyliner. By that time, the Skyliner will be going. So if you're staying at any of the Skyliner resorts, then you can get on there. So I hope that helps a little bit, but let's continue on to more points. Another point is parking. You can park, so let's say you're going to be driving yourself, or you decide to drive yourself. The parking is going to be at Epcot. I saw that in multiple places, and parking before 6 is free. So if you want to go there, you can bring a change of clothes. You can park before 6 o'clock. You can stay there the whole day. That'll save you whatever it is now, I think like $25. But I have seen and I have heard of people doing that, where they take a bag of change of clothes, they kind of wash up as best as they can, and then they stay there for the parks the rest of the day, and it saves them a little bit of money. So another big one is going to be the spectators. Spectators, guys, you are awesome. We love you guys. You guys are fantastic. When there's going to be places where there's not a lot of characters or stuff like that, and when people are there cheering you on, it really, really is good. But guys, just to let you guys know, check the site continuously, or at the worst case scenario, ask at the Expo where you can line up. But guys, this is a good idea, and I've said it before, keep looking at runDisney, because you can see a lot of stuff online, but things can change. So, for example, it might have been different a couple of years ago. It might have been different last year, but then this year they modified it for whatever reasons that Disney modifies it, guys. So when you post something, be very, very careful with that information, because it might say, yeah, you can just show up at Epcot and people can walk in whenever they want to. And that might not be 100% true. Now, run tracking. This is going to be something that's going to come up pretty soon. You're going to be able to, and this is, again, a thing that might change, because we used to be able to get run tracking via text and on Facebook. The last year we didn't. It was via Twitter and email. Now, for Verizon customers, like I'm a Verizon customer, and I'm going to put it down below. I'm going to use a fake number. So you can actually put your phone number at vtext.com, and you can put that in there. It'll actually prompt your Verizon account, and you can get text updates. And so I did that in the last few runs. So just in case they don't have the text runs, you can actually do that. If you have loved ones who want to track you, just put down their phone number at vtext.com. And again, you have to be a Verizon customer. So I don't know if AT&T, if T-Mobile, all the other carriers, if they have something like that. But you might want to check just in case. But this is for Verizon customers, and it works, guys. So it's been working for me. So good luck with that. And let's continue on. So now the biggest questions that people have been asking is the courses. And they're always similar, but this year they've changed quite a bit. I was, in a way, I was pleasantly surprised. So let's go over one by one. Let's start off with the 5K.
So the 5K will be Coco themed, and you see we start north of Epcot, and then we run actually through World Showcase, come around the side, exit earlier before Spaceship Earth, and then we finish in front of Epcot.
So in previous years, we used to run right by Spaceship Earth, and last year we did. This year, we're going to not hit it. We're going to exit. Basically, I want to say it's going to be closer to like the Mexican Pavilion. We're going to run outside, run by underneath where Test Track is, and possibly a Cosmic Rewind where you go underneath, and then you're going to finish up in the front. So that's going to be a little bit of a change for the 5K. So now let's go over to the 10K.
So the 10K will be Raya themed. It starts in the same place, basically the same place as the 5K, except we run towards a street that is going to head towards Magic Kingdom, but we make a circle, come down south, make another big circle, and we run quite a bit in Hollywood Studios, run up the boardwalk, and then run into Epcot on the side. It does not look like we go around World Showcase.
So the biggest changes is that we usually started in Magic Kingdom parking lot, and we didn't run inside of Magic Kingdom, but we ran towards Hollywood Studios, ran around there, then ran basically what we're going to be doing, with one big exception. We are going to run more in Hollywood Studios than we have the last year. So this is for the 10K. So it looks like we're going to have a little bit more running time in Hollywood Studios than we did have last year. Now the half marathon. This is the biggest change to me. Well, let's take a look at the course.
So the half marathon is Soul themed. This is going to be awesome. We start the same place, but we run the opposite way, and we take the really long way to go into Epcot, run around World Showcase, then we exit and we actually run through the boardwalk, which is actually going to be pretty cool. But then we actually go into Hollywood Studios, and we run a lot through there, run through Galaxy's Edge again, something that we did during the 10-miler, the Tower of Terror 10-miler. We exit then, we run up and down the same street, kind of come back around going towards Epcot once again. We do enter Epcot once more, but we barely run in there. We just finish in the front.
So I know what you're thinking, guys. Manny, what happened to Animal Kingdom? Animal Kingdom is taken out, and we do not start at the Magic Kingdom parking lot area either. We're going to stay at Epcot. We're going to run around. We're going to run a lot more again, a lot more in Hollywood Studios, which is amazing. Guys, if you haven't seen the Wine and Dine run inside of especially Pandora at Animal Kingdom, it is amazing. The Tree of Life is just lit up. It's amazing. I'm actually going to see if I can add a video towards the end here so you guys can see. And of course you can see my previous video from last year or the previous years when we ran through that. But that's going to be the big miss. Besides that, it's going to be really, really cool to run through Galaxy's Edge, see all that stuff. I think it's going to be amazing. We did that for the Tower of Terror 10 miler back in Springtime Surprise, and it was amazing. It was really, really cool. But I am a little bit saddened to see Animal Kingdom go away, and I will actually do a whole video coming up soon saying why I think that they are moving a little bit away from Animal Kingdom. But let's continue on. So these are just going to be some general thoughts, general ideas. Number one is, when you look at the maps, and I've already pointed out, there's going to be hydration stations. Those are the W's. And then the cross, so the red crosses, are going to be the first aid stations, guys. So a couple of things. Number one is, if that morning it all of a sudden gets to be very, very humid, it seems like it's going to be warmer than expected, there's going to be some kind of inclement weather, they will add more water stations. They always seem to adjust accordingly, and they help us out. So don't be alarmed, don't be afraid, saying, wow, I'm not going to get enough water and stuff. They always seem to step up their game when it comes to that part of it. So I'm assuming they'll do the same thing. Now, with that said, guys who want to use the porta potties, so whenever you see the porta potties, that usually means that it's going to be either before, after, in between, whatever it is. But you know that water stations are coming up. You know that first aid stations are coming up. And here goes the other one, guys. If you just see random porta potties, that means that, and you don't see water stations and you don't see first aid stations, guess what that means, guys? And it usually is there's going to be like a camper there also. That means characters are there. So characters are going to be around there. So guys, I've already given you my thoughts on the characters. I think that there should be an easel, an A-frame, or somebody holding up a sign saying, this is a character that's coming up, so you get a chance to get in line. Again, the lines go pretty quickly, but again, it depends on your pacing. It depends on where you start. When people ask, should I stop at all of them? It's really, really, really up to you. It's going to affect your time, obviously. But as far as if you're way in the back and you keep stopping, can you be picked up? Yes, that's a possibility. But guys, but that's another key, going back to the original point where the porta potties, guess what? Usually around porta potties, water, hydration stations, first aid stations, and characters. Sticking with porta potties or having to potty, you can potty inside of the parks. The restrooms will be open when you're running inside the park. So anytime that you hit, which is going to be basically Hollywood Studios and Epcot, that means the porta potties, or the restrooms, I'm sorry, will be open, so you can go in there and use the restrooms. Okay, guys, those of you taking pictures, okay, or wanting to take pictures, and you guys bought the Magic Maker, let's go into, like, let's say you want to take a picture. There's going to be the little green tent people. So they're kind of like in little green tents. They're really, really small, and they're just there, and they're taking the pictures of it. So guys, these are the people that are going to be taking the pictures. So it's usually going to be in front of something that's picturesque. Very rare are they randomly just here and there. So in front of like Spaceship Earth, when you're running around the pavilions, probably in somewhere in Galaxy's Edge, you're going to see them, and so forth. Here goes the deal, guys. When it comes to etiquette, I'm going to start a little bit with etiquette, guys. So people are running and they all want to take a picture, so make sure that your bib is sticking out so they can see your bib. It's also good to know that these guys in the little, or these people that are in the little green tents, they're the ones taking the pictures, guys. So be ready whenever you see them to get a good picture. And the last thing I want to point out, guys, is a lot of people have been saying is, man, can I get on a ride if the park is open? The answer is probably yes. You can get on a ride if the park is already open. Here goes the deal, guys. If the park is open and we start off between 5 and 6, the park opens up, I think, at 8:30, 8:30. Let's say 8 o'clock for the people staying on property, 8:30, so forth. So that may lead you to the later time. So we're looking at about 2.5, maybe going into 3 hours into the run. And remember, there is a time limit. So guys, once you're in the park and you're towards the end, they're probably not gonna stop you or anything like that. But guys, be smart. If all of a sudden you're close to that time and you decide to stop at every ride, there is a chance that they just say, sorry, we closed the course. And so I've never had that experience. I've never heard of people in that experience, because usually when I've heard and I've talked to people that have gotten swept, they've gotten swept a lot before entering Epcot. but I don't know, and I don't want to tell people, oh yeah, once you're in Epcot you're fine, and then it doesn't happen. So guys, just be mindful that if you enter Epcot and you're 3.5, close to 4 hours in, and you say, man, the rides are open, I'm going to go into the rides, and you start doing the rides, and then you get back on the trail, and then they tell you the trail has stopped, or they close the trail. Again, I don't want to be responsible for telling you, yeah, go ahead and do them, and then all of a sudden they do that. So guys, be mindful when you do that. But I think it's cool. I like it. I like the idea. I would love to, that would be a really cool one, is if you can get Cosmic Rewind, and you can get, and I have done it before, not with Cosmic Rewind, but with Ratatouille, I actually got my virtual queue back in January, and then you run in, and of course I couldn't time it right, so I wasn't able to go in. But that would be cool if you can go into Cosmic Rewind and then go in there, ride it, and then go back. The only problem is like we saw the courses, yeah, they're not going to go through there, so they're going to finish off, or you're going to exit a little bit before that, so you'll be running the wrong way for a while. But anyway, guys, that is it. Guys, I'm excited. I'm going to do another video next week. I'm actually going to be traveling for work. So if you see different backgrounds, you're going to be going like, okay, Manny's traveling. And of course, this is all leading up to the Expo. The Expo is going to be a lot of fun. Again, I'm going to have a surprise for you guys. So you guys at the Expo, you get there early enough, I'm going to have something for you guys, something that I'm going to give you guys that you can use at the Expo. And I'll start talking about it next time. But guys, let me know what you're looking forward to. Do you like the courses? Are you excited about running more in Hollywood Studios? Are you disappointed that we're not going to run a lot in Animal Kingdom? Guys, comment down below. Guys, as usual, thank you very much for being here, and create a magical run. And as always, see you sooner than later.
For the Tree of Life. There's the characters too, the 50th. And we're starting again.